Awesome, thanks for tuning into another episode, guys. We are back on the beautiful GBR, as you can see, and this morning we were only going to stick around the islands, but we sort of made a last minute call. The wind dropped out and we thought we'd punch it out to the reef, and so yeah, it's probably only 6 or 7 knots at the moment, so not too bad.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's yeah, Jocko's obviously been out here a few times, which you would have seen, and he can't get enough. Yeah, but Summer and Ryley are here, and this is their first time out in the reef, so really special trip for them. And you know, it's an extra special trip, and we're sort of going to cover off on it. But you know, as blokes and men, sometimes we don't talk about our issues and some, you know, anxiety and all that sort of stuff that we suffer at times, and we all suffer challenging things. But yeah, it's a super special trip for Ryley because yeah, he's never been out this far out. So yeah, mate.
I kind of tried Johnny. Sort of, we met at BCF and we kicked it off really well, and he said, oh, you should come out to the reef with me. And you know, I've had some issues with anxiety lately, and you know, my wife and I coming to Airlie Beach was a big move for us. We knew no one up here, and it was just something I wanted to conquer, something I wanted to do, and I've done that. And then me and Johnny's like, come out to the reef, and I was like, oh, I was thinking in my head like, I don't know if I could do that just yet, you know, like I'm going out far from land, and you know, your safety net sort of thing does create that thought can be quite daunting. But I just want to thank you, man, because you he twisted my arm last minute.
This morning, guys.
We were at the islands, and he's like, oh, you know, it's just there, Ryley, like we could go just there. And I was like, oh, let's do it. And I'm here, man. I'm feeling good.
Yep.
And
it's gonna be a good day, man.
Yeah, really appreciate you, bro. Really appreciate you.
All good, man. Yeah. So positive vibes, and we're going to get Ryley hopefully on a couple of nice fish. First time diving out here. Ryley dives a lot deeper than me and Jocko. Jocko's probably just as good as Ryley, but I'm the one that lets the team down.
No, not at all, man. Happy to be here, and it's so beautiful, eh?
Nah, awesome. Well, yeah, let's have a fun day, and stay tuned, guys. Hopefully we've got some action for you. Let's go. So when we first jumped in the water, we actually didn't see too much. The water was a little bit murky and dirty, so we sort of wasted the first hour just searching around, but we didn't find too much until Ryley swam under a rock and shot a really nice cray. So yeah, Jocko, as you can see from the footage, Jocko ended up diving down and grabbing it.
Pretty good cray. You got the GoPro?
Do you want me to?
Huh?
Do you want me to? Or do you want to get it?
You can grab it out.
Woo!
How nice is that?
Woohoo! Things sort of started to improve from here on in. I missed a trout, pretty terrible shot, so I won't show that. But Ryley, as I was sort of sorting out my gun, getting it reloaded, Ryley was pointing over to me saying he spotted a really big bluey. Ryley unfortunately left his gun at home, so he only had the short gun on him, which is my short cray gun. And so I swam after this big bluey, but he just didn't get, you know, within range to take a shot, so I just sort of let him be. So I got to the bottom here, and you can see that I'm just sort of following slowly behind the big bluey that I can see, and the fish was pretty cluey. He sort of just kept his distance the whole time, just out of range for me to actually take a shot. So I sort of just let him swim off and come up for a bit of air. Well, please stick to the end of the video, guys, because I share a little bit about my journey, about how I started spearfishing at the start of the year, over the last 8 months, and what it's been like, and what it means to me. And I also do a full run through about what sort of equipment you need if you're looking at starting out in free diving and spearfishing and whatnot as well, and lend my thoughts on some of the gear that I've been using. So stay to the end. Cheers. here, Riley spots a really nice trout. He's come to the bottom and he sees where the trout is, obviously, and then he just sort of hides just in this little right corner where this bommy is, and uses his hand to sort of just position himself. Then he lines up a shot and pretty much stuns him. Cracking shot.
Beautiful. I think I got him straight through the spine there, which was really awesome because it kind of just put him straight out. If you didn't see there, I saw him as I came around that bend, and then what I did was I dove on the other side of that bommy in the middle of the sand there, so he wouldn't sort of get spooked by me. But that's a good trout, really good trout.
So I spot a bluey on the surface and I swim down for him, and as I'm swimming towards him, he's obviously realizes that I'm following him, and it's just that little bit spooky at the start, so he's sort of taken off and sort of hid under a little rock, a little piece of reef structure. As you can see, he's just gone into it, so I've come up for air. So I took my time, I breathed up, and then took another dive for him because I was pretty sure that he was still under that little rock, under the little ledge. So I swam back down, and the GoPro doesn't really pick up too much dark shadows and things like that too well, but I could see him with my eyes. I could see the bluey sitting under there, take the shot, and the bluey shot out from the other side of the rock and popped out into the sand on the other side, and I managed to stop him just before he hit the other section of reef, so got lucky there.
Oh, no way! Hey Summer, do you reckon you can get there's a GoPro with a selfie stick on, get a shot of me and your better half, please? Oh. How are you? Congratulations, this is an epic little story this time. Oh, nice work. Thanks, Jocko. Is it? Yeah, a little bit loose. That's alright. So if you just, I think, oh yeah, that's on now.
There we go. Diving out with good mates.
Let's do.
Look at this trout. What a monster. Talk through it,
What would you call this one? Is it a common trout?
I think it's a common, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to have dark brown colours on him.
Oh man, it's
Mate,
gorgeous, isn't it? Look at the colour of that.
It's making my tusky look small, mate.
Oh, Tusky's better to eat in my opinion.
Oh, mate, this one's yours.
Yeah, we'll trade.
I'll trade you.
That's right.
Thanks so much. Cheers. Woo!
So I spot this beautiful footballer trout. He was probably illegal to shoot, but I decided just to give him a little wave and just watch him swim off. Too nice to shoot sometimes, so yeah, pretty cool. Jock's turn. He's basically seen a really nice trout, and he's come down to the bottom, sat there. Trout sort of just spooked a little, and then turned around, pretty much just eyeballed him, and yeah, he nailed it right on. So awesome shot there.
Nice one, Jocko. Whew. cray. What did you say? Yeah, just a little trout.
Now, I've never seen as many blueies as I've seen this day diving with Ryley and Jocko. Yeah, it was just an incredible day, and you'll see there's multiple blueies that we all spot at various times, and this time I managed to find one and to land the shot, so I'll just roll that footage now. So I pretty much just ambushed this fish because he was coming around the corner and I was swimming towards him from the other side, and yeah, he sort of didn't really notice that I was there because I was sort of following the reef edge, and yeah, basically took the shot, and then he swam around the corner, and then Ryley was nice enough to swim down and grab him for me. Bluey gets caught up on Ryley's fin just a little bit, so it wasn't too bad, and we were all there to help Ryle, so he didn't have to cut it off or anything. Yeah, and Ryley's a pretty experienced diver, so he wasn't too stressed at all.
It's alright, it's alright. It hasn't got much strength. Sorry.
Now, Jocko came across a massive bluey. He shot it, got a really good shot on it, and then unfortunately it sort of wriggled off the shaft, and so I was 20-30 meters in front of him, and I come back because I could hear the commotion, seeing what's going on, and so I swam under the boat and I actually saw the bluey, and I took a shot myself, and I thought I secured the shot as well, but unfortunately yeah, my shaft didn't pierce or penetrate him through the bones and stuff properly, and he wriggled off as well. So yeah, you know, we obviously don't plan for these sort of things, and we do our best, obviously, not let a fish that's injured swim off, but we spent a good 15-20 minutes. We had sharks circling us while Summer was in the water diving with us actually as well. We were all looking for it, but yeah, this fish swam off into a cave, and we just couldn't see him again. So yeah, that's just sort of the realities of spearfishing, unfortunately. So Jocko's just spotted this big bluey, and he lines up a shot and pretty much just gets it in the head. It's taken off. I think the GoPro's fallen off his head as well, or just dislodged itself a little. I've come to the boat and seen the bluey, and it's the best shot that I could do. It was in about 8 meters, so ideally I would have been a bit more square on with him, and I thought I secured the shot.
I've got him! Yeah, he's got it! He got off, he got off! Yeah, he got off!
Unfortunately, the bluey got into the cave, and we spent about a good 15-20 minutes just searching around, but we couldn't find him. So Jocko spots another big bluey, and he's swum back down to the bottom, and he's sort of stirring up a little bit of sand and sitting on the bottom, just trying to be patient, following him. But the bluey unfortunately just didn't want to play ball, and so he took off. Yeah, so at this point Jocko and I weren't feeling great, obviously, because that big bluey swam off injured, and we're sort of losing a little bit of hope. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, you know, we've never seen that many blueys in this particular reef, and we had Jocko was following one of the blueys, and then he swam off and spooked, and then I spotted a bluey, and I said to Jocko, this is it, you know, you've got to go take the shot. So I rolled this footage. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. bluey. I'm sort of pointing at it with my gun, telling Jocko, this is it, mate. You got to take this shot. So he swam more direct at this fish, and yeah, lines it up. The fish turns around for him, side on, takes a really nice shot, and really good holding shot there. So yeah, it's we're pretty stoked.
Yeah, baby! Woo! Nice one!
Jocko, talk to us, mate.
First husky out here on the Great, well, first husky ever, but absolute cracker. I lost one earlier today, which frustrated me deeply.
Yeah.
But worked on hunting another smaller one, and he sort of came in for a few inquiries, but couldn't get a shot off, and then this big fella showed himself, and yeah, it all came together.
Mate,
Very
stoked for you,
stoked
buddy.
with it. Absolutely stoked.
You.
Good fish.
Top effort, buddy.
Ah, thanks, mate.
So
Thanks for
good.
having me out here
All
once
good.
again.
Oh, good, man. Magical day.
So I get another shot at a bluey here. He's nice enough to turn around sideways a little bit for me when I take the shot. He's then bolted around the corner and didn't go into the cave, which was good. And I managed to get this guy.
I'm cramping up. Oh no, there you go. What have we got, Oh!
Johnny's tusking.
Did Johnny get that one?
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Bring it down the back. Let's have a look. Oh, it's beautiful. I was cramping up. Oh, were you? Woo! Exhausted.
Oh, man, so cooked.
You skewered that thing.
Oh, man.
Look at that, coming straight out of the chin there. Oh, good job.
Thanks, buddy.
So talk us through what happened.
I just spotted him out of the corner of my eye and dived down on it, and just was really patient, took your advice.
Yeah.
Sort of didn't want to spook him too much, and then he turned around for me, and then I just took the shot. So.
On the sand? Was he on the sand?
Yeah, just off the sand, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome, man. Gorgeous fish.
Thanks for the advice, buddy.
No, dude, you killed it. Look at that. Look at its teeth. I love how they get the blue through the teeth as well.
Yeah, super stoked.
That's a good fish, man. That's a really good fish.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your help.
Ah, dude. That's all you, man. Look at that.
Cramping.
Oh, good fish. Beautiful.
So I spot one last bluey for the day. Wasn't a massive one, but I offered the shot to Ryley, but he didn't want it, and I swam down for him, and yeah, it was pretty easy to shoot. He didn't swim off and wasn't too spooked, and pretty inquisitive, so I got a really nice shot on him, and he didn't kick up too much stink, and got him to the boat pretty easy, which was good.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, I asked him if he wanted it, but he wants to go for a bigger one, so. Thanks, Summer.
So one of the reasons why I love, spearfishing, and why I started spearfishing 8 months ago is, the underwater world's just so scenic. You can see all these different bits of sea life and marine life that you'd typically never see, fishing from a boat or cruising on the surface. And even if you don't spear anything, I find that it's just an amazing experience just to be free diving on the Great Barrier Reef, and so we're extremely blessed and privileged to be able to call that our backyard. But yeah, that's really one of the main reasons why I started spearfishing. But I encourage you, if you do enjoy the ocean and you want to mix things up from fishing, get into your diving, because it just brings a whole new world, a whole new element to things, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. So where possible, obviously try and dive with a dive buddy. Try not to dive solo. And if you're new to spearfishing, like I was, and I still am, just know your limits, know your body. Don't try and push yourself too hard. No fish or no crayfish or whatever you're trying to spear is worth your life, and so just easing yourself into it and warming yourself up into it before you start doing any deep dives or big dives, and long breath holds would be one of my biggest tips. So I've had quite a few questions about what sort of gear I use and the equipment and side of things with spearfishing, given that I just started, and so I thought I'd just take a couple of minutes to run through some of the gear that I've been using over the last 8 months and how I find it, and give you some of my thoughts. So I thought I'd start off with the guns. I'm just using, for my main shooting gun when I'm trying to spear fish, I'm just using a Rob Allen 1100mm Cuda it is, and it's just got a single band, and I find that when I load it to the second notch, that's more than enough power for what I've been shooting. There is the odd size bluey that I have been trying to target, where I find that maybe a little bit more punch power would be good, and so I've been talking to Brad and maybe looking at putting a second rubber on there, just so that I can get a little bit more power out of this particular gun. But for an entry-level gun, I'm an entry-level Spearo, for 330 bucks, I think it was. It's a great gun, and I really can't fault it. Nothing's been playing up, everything's been working, safety's been working obviously, and I have replaced the shaft recently because the existing one did rust out, because I spent a fair bit of time in the water, but that was only about 70 bucks or so to replace. And the flopper's been really good on these shafts, these Rob Allen shafts as well. So all in all, really good beginner gun, and I haven't been missing too much when I line up that shot. And I find that the perfect range, you don't want to spook the fish and get too close, but if you can take that shot sort of between 1 meter to 2 meters out, will obviously ensure you're more accurate in terms of spearing that fish. In terms of my shorter gun that I run for crays, so the theory behind running a short cray gun, this is only 600mm, 60 centimeters. When you're in really tight confined spaces like caves and holes like in the cracks in the reefs and stuff like that, it's very, very awkward when you've got a really long gun and you're trying to shoot something in a really tight space. So having a really short gun like this, it's not fancy. I think it was only 180 bucks I paid for this, and it really does the job on crays. Flopper could be a little bit longer, but apart from that, it's just a pretty basic gun, but it does the job. And one of the reasons why I started spearing at the start was I really wanted to spear a cray. So Brad at the start taught me a lot, and showed me how he likes to dive for crays, and so I'll have a lot to thank him for in terms of teaching me how to dive for crays. But definitely not losing many crays at all these days, and it's they're pretty cool creatures to catch, and they taste pretty nice as well, with a bit of garlic butter. All right, so on to dive fins. All I did was just started off with these Ocean Hunter plastic dive fins, and I've been diving with these for the last 8 months, and to date, obviously, it's I've still been able to spear blueies, trout, crays, all that sort of stuff, and I found these value for money. If you're starting out, great option to consider. I have recently just bought some penetrator fins off Caitlin at Neptune Dive and Spear. These are the soft models. I'm about 83 kilos, so that's about the right sort of flexibility and stiffness for me. But yeah, I've only dived with these once so far, but I have been a little bit crook, so yeah, the current was really strong that day as well, so couldn't really test them out properly, but they feel really nice and flexible in the water and very responsive. But flippers and fins obviously are one of the most key essential parts of freediving, and being able to propel you in the water either across or going straight down to see shoot the fish that you want to see. So when you're starting out freediving, obviously having a weight belt is really essential, because if you don't have a weight belt when you're wearing wetsuits and the like in salt water, as soon as you dive down, you're just going to get pushed back up to the surface. And so I just run 3 1.5 kilo weights at the moment, and I've got a dive knife sort of just attached to the belt as well for a bit of safety, and I've got it on a bungee cord, because if you obviously pull the knife out trying to spike a fish or whatever you're trying to do, and you accidentally drop the knife, then that could just, you know, fall to the bottom of the ocean. But having a little bungee cord just allows you to have a bit of safety there, and that way you don't lose your knife as a backup. So masks, they're very personal sort of items, so you sort of just got to try on as many masks that fit your type of face. I find that this larger style mask suits me better. I've been told by more experienced divers that you know, you want usually a smaller style face mask if you want to dive deep, but for me, you know, maximum 8 to 10 meters, that's me at this point, so I'm not trying to get to 30 or 40 meters or anything. So comfort over depth for me at this point. And in terms of the snorkel, I'm just using an oceanic one. It's a dry snorkel, so it doesn't let water back in through the top here, but I am probably on my 3rd one at the moment, because I've had some problems up here with the attachments up here, and it's also been splitting on the hose just through here on the flexible section here. But yeah, apart from that, I do really like these dry snorkels. I find they are just a bit more comfortable. You're not swallowing salt water in all the time when you're trying to breathe up on the surface. In terms of wetsuits, their personal preference and what fits your body. I'm just running this 3mm Ocean Hunter one. It's like a camo colour, as you would have seen, and it's got full overalls. But I find that the other hood, the second half of the wetsuit, when I wear the hood, it just I feel too restricted in the airways, and I've been getting seasick underwater when I'm diving. So I just ended up buying like a 1.5mm wetsuit that goes over the top of that other one, and I find that it's not as restrictive. And then I just put like a little bit of a rashi hood over the top of it, like a stinger suit, and that just ensures there's no minimises my chances of getting stung by irukandji and the like in the water. So that works for me, and pretty comfy over summer and over winter as well. So to make for a more comfortable diving experience, I recommend a pair of gloves. I just run some basic gloves here, 2mm I think they are in thickness, and also some socks. Just makes, you know, a little bit more comfy when you're diving all day and you know, using your legs and your feet and whatnot. It just protects your skin as well from the reef, because it is pretty sharp in some areas. So the other thing as well is optional, but a dive float, that can come in pretty handy as well. A lot of what we've been doing is just in the blue holes, and we've usually got a boatie or we're pretty close to the boat, so we haven't really been using floats too much. But if you are doing some deep open water, a lot of current, definitely helps to have a float and a bit of rope hanging off that as well. So but yeah, that's pretty much it. Lastly, you know, I'm a little bit of a chicken when it comes to sharks. I'm not a massive fan of them, and I had to overcome, you know, my fear of sharks when I started diving, because you know, you're inevitably going to run across sharks whilst you're in the water, especially when a gun goes off. You know, the shark's ears are so tuned, and if there's one in the area, it'll usually just come straight up to where there's a distressed fish or where the shaft has gone off with the gun. But I'm using these shark bands. I wear one on my wrist and one on my leg, and ever since I've been diving with these, I haven't had any issues with sharks. They have come through, and as soon as they've come near, they sort of just bolt it off. So can't hurt, they don't cost too much, and just a little bit of a safety insurance policy sort of thing. Might not get rid of all the sharks, but if it gets rid of 80% of them, happy days. Well, that's a wrap. We pretty much speared all day. We didn't even fish. I think Summer got smoked on something before, apparently.
Yeah.
On what were you using? A prawn or something?
Prawn,
yeah. But yeah, we're going to punch it back in now while the weather's good. We might have a quick fish on the way home. We'll see how we go. But yeah, that was just pretty much pure diving. How good.
It's beautiful, man. We've done it.
Awesome. Nice work, lads. Awesome, let's go.